Right now the situation in Venezuela is very polarized over this question of the elections that are coming up in December the 3rd. These are presidential elections. Obviously the candidate of the revolution, the Bolivarian candidate, is President Chavez. This, in our opinion, is not a normal election contest or election campaign. It is a fundamental part of this struggle between revolution and counter-revolution in Venezuela. If Chavez is defeated in these elections, that will mean the end of all the social programs that have been introduced, programs in relation to education, health, land reform, but it will also mean the end of the revolutionary movement. It will mean that they will move towards smashing the revolutionary movement of the majority of the people. Luckily, this is not going to happen. Because Chavez is going to win the elections by a big majority. All the opinion polls now say that he has between 60–70% support. But nevertheless, the election is very important. The counter-revolution, the opposition with the help of US imperialism, are going to try to discredit these elections. They have already started a campaign saying that the electoral census is wrong, is full of mistakes, and so on. And yes, it is true that the electoral census is full of mistakes. That's because these parties that are now in opposition were in government for 40 years. They had lots of people who had already died and they were still voting and so on. They're going to try to allege that there's no freedom of the media in Venezuela, that there is intimidation and things like this. When in reality, if you look at it, in Venezuela there's a situation where the main problem is not the freedom of the media, freedom of expression. On the contrary, the most opposition media come out every day with even open appeals for a military coup against Chavez. I have never seen anything like this in any democratic country in the world. But the main issue in Venezuela is not that, it's a question of media ownership. That is that the 5 most powerful TV channels and newspapers and so on, they are all owned by 3 or 4 big monopoly groups. And they use this power, which comes from the wealth, in order to use the media to manipulate the population against the democratically elected president, which has to support 70% of the population. There is a generalized feeling in the revolutionary movement in Venezuela, in the Bolivarian movement, that once they win these elections, and they have a target of Chavez getting 10 million votes, as a clear indication that there's strong support for his policies, that then a new stage of the revolution will start. That is necessary to take a step forward, leap forward, and solve some of the issues that have not been solved yet, like for instance the issue of the state apparatus, which remains largely the same that existed before, issues about ownership of the economy, ownership of the media, and lots of issues like that that have not been resolved yet. So people have this feeling that once we win this election, then we will seriously go towards socialism of 21st century, which has been discussed as the aim of this revolutionary movement.